What's up everybody, another episode of 4x4 Camping and Adventures, and today, what are we going to do today, Reese?
Going to be doing the glow plugs on my 105 series Land Cruiser.
Alright, and why would we do these?
Basically they help the engine start in the morning when it's cold, warm up the combustion chamber to get things running, and then the motor can run in compression.
And obviously every diesel one has these in the vehicle?
Yes.
Awesome. So we're going to take you through all the steps that you need to, in this case obviously it's a 105 series, but you can relate this to your vehicle. As you can see, it's a lovely day today, so we're doing something mechanical. And I was thinking we could add this to the channel, so if you want to give some shout outs or comments on what you want to see next, we can look at doing that in the next video. So let's take you through to it.
First step, basically just remove the bolts on top of your glow plugs all the way along. And that will allow you to remove the glow plug bar. Once you've done there, then we can start removing the actual physical glow plugs.
And so what's this going to do for the car, Reese? It's going to give you better starting, I'm assuming?
Yeah, so the glow plugs heat up the combustion chamber to make the engine start easier, which just makes everything easier on the starter motor, really. Diesel can start without glow plugs, but it just means it turns over for longer, which wears everything out quicker.
So is this something you can do essentially in pretty much every diesel car? Like it should be very similar. Obviously not the layout, but
it should be very, very similar. Yeah. If it's not a bar, it'll be cables. But this is basically that's how a diesel runs or starts. Is the best way to put it. One way to think of it is kind of like petrol's spark plug, but these are only used when the car's being started. Or warmed up to be started.
So another thing, guys, is if you got a direct injection, another thing I should probably point out is what Reese is doing now is probably saving himself about $200 titanium to mechanic, maybe more, depending on your mechanic's prices.
Yep.
So real time, this will probably take you about 20 minutes if you're, half decent with a spanner, maybe a little bit more if you're not. But you're essentially going to save yourself about $200. Reese has got the glow plugs from, where did you get them from?
I got them from Repco.
Repco.
They're on special, so they were 26 or 20 something, which is quite reasonable for what they are. I mean, I don't even know how long these have been in here, to be honest.
How many K's is the car done?
470 something. So
you might think they might have done it 200.
Maybe.
So they might be originals.
They could be. We'll tell by the brand when we pull them out.
Yeah. If they're Toyotas, they're probably originals, I say.
Yeah, because all Toyota ones, I got a price on them and they were $44 each.
And you got what? $26
each.
So $80.
So, you save $20 by going to, yes, it's not a genuine Toyota part, but it's still a Bosch, so it's still a recognised brand. It's still quite a reasonable brand.
Yeah, it's not your cheap.
It's not like eBay stuff or anything like that.
Yeah, it's probably something I can recommend when you're playing around the internals of your motor. It's probably recommended you don't buy eBay stuff because it's not always the best quality. So something thing about Reese's engine bay, you see obviously he's got dual, I don't know if you can see it in the video, but he's got dual batteries. He's got the terrain tamer. No, that's not.
It's a Red Arc.
Oh, Red Arc, sorry.
Yeah.
Red Arc isolator. And other than that, it's pretty standard here, isn't it?
Yeah, that's literally all I've done is put that isolator in there for the dual battery.
And going turbo diesel?
Yeah, eventually I'd like to go turbo diesel with a water to air, just to keep the exhaust gas temperatures down,
especially
and longevity. Yeah, I mean, the thing is a front mount intercooler is only going to be useful when you're moving, so highway speeds. But if you're full driving, which is, to be honest, I do more of that than highway speeds. So water to air with a radiator with the fans pulling the air through is going to give you better temperatures. Alrighty, now that we've got the bar removed, we're just going to go along and crack all of the glow plugs to start them so we can remove them. A reasonable length extension bar does help. You shouldn't have to apply too much force, so you just need to sort of just crack them so that you can then completely remove them.
After this, when it's hot or cold, Reese, or it doesn't really matter?
Actually, having the motor warm does assist in breaking them because of the different types of metals. It'll change the expansion rates and things. All technical stuff I don't know all that much about, but it does make it easier when it is warm.
It's like changing your oil.
Yeah, changing your oil actually, it helps it release all the crap that's stuck to the side of your engine if your oil's hot before you dump it.
You've only got a little bit more room in your engine bay than me.
Yeah, well, there's nowhere near as much electronical stuff missing.
Electronical, is that a word?
No, I don't think it is.
Electric, maybe?
Electrical, that's the word I was looking for. This one under here, under the intake manifold, was a little bit of a pain to get to. Just needed to... Probably could have just removed the intake manifold, but then there's a risk of gaskets being damaged, so...
Plus you got involved with about another 10 steps.
Sorry? Yeah.
Plus it involves like another 10 steps.
Yeah, so I mean... I'm trying not to, hoping I don't have to. Haven't even looked at how long the glow plug will be.
There, right.
So that's the bit that sticks down into the engine, as you can see from the little bit of carbon that I just brushed off from it. That actually heats up, which heats up the combustion chamber, and that's what allows it to start a bit easier when it's cold and things like that.
So there you go.
So we'll continue to remove the rest of these so that we can replace them. I don't think I cracked that very back one, to be honest, which I can do that now. Now there is this little wire here at the back. I don't know if you can see it very well, just at the end of this socket there.
Yeah.
You just got to remember to put that on the end because that's what puts the power through to warm it up, obviously.
So you can't really see it in the video, guys, but there is a wire which obviously connects to the last glow plug.
And with the bar.
So yeah, with the bar, obviously that goes through all the glow plugs. So just make sure you put the wire back on, otherwise your new glow plugs aren't really going to do too much.
I'm not going to do anything.
I mean, when are you meant to change these? Every...
In all honesty, I wouldn't have a clue. I was starting to have some issues starting my car in the morning. I'd have to glow it a few times. If you notice that you glow your car and it still takes a bit to start, and it normally doesn't, it's time to start looking at your glow plugs maybe. Because I mean, the kilometres is only a rough gauge, because the biggest thing is kilometres are not affected by the amount of times you start.
that's true.
So if you're starting your car more often and doing more stops and starts, you're going to need to replace your glow plugs sooner than someone who doesn't. So it's more of a gauge on seeing how the car's going than stick to a regime of specific kilometres.
Old versus new. Old on the right, new on the left. And what Reece is actually talking about, if you put them together, the older one is actually a bit shorter. And obviously the next process is essentially what you did to take them out, to put them back in again. Obviously, just put them in one by one.
Yep.
Make sure you're putting the electrical cord or the electrical wire on the last glow plug, and reinstalling them. Then obviously after we've installed them, we'll take them through a just a first time use.
Yep.
See if they work. Make sure they work all right. And that's pretty much job done. It's nice and easy. As said, it really should only take you about 20 minutes. It's a pretty quick job. Depending on your vehicle, a vehicle like mine might take an hour because I might have to remove things to get stuff out of the way because it's a modern car with
engine covers and
all the other stuff.
Now, depending on the model of your car, there will be torque specifications for how much you're meant to do these up. I recommend that you check your engine manual or the service manual to find those specifications. I don't have a torque wrench, and I think I can roughly gauge it. I mean, You don't do them up too tight, you don't do them up loose. You do them up like a spark plug if you've ever done one of them before. So if you're unsure, check a manual.
Get a torque wrench.
Get a torque wrench, or if you don't feel comfortable doing it, pay someone to do it. It's cheaper than breaking your engine.
Or find a mate with a torque wrench, if you have a mate with a torque wrench. Or,
Wing
I mean,
it.
it's pretty, yeah, wing it. That's the Australian way. No, well, essentially when you tighten him up, it's going to get to a point where it feels tight, and what are you going to do, like another half click from there?
Not even that. Like I'll show you when I do it. It was the way my dad taught me how to do up spark plugs. So, you know, reasonably firm like that. Then just get your wrench placed on it and sort of 2 fingers, reasonably firm like that. That's literally all it needs. It doesn't need to be reefed on. That's when you start stripping threads in heads and things like that, and it just ends up breaking things, and then you have a lot more trouble than you need. And that's it. It might take 15-20 minutes, not even that, and
Not even that.
and we're done. It's a simple thing that can stop wear and tear on your starter motor. It can make your engine last longer, again stopping wear and tear on your pistons and your rings from being able to start easier. It's basic maintenance is a good way to put it.
Yeah, it sounds pretty basic. Probably like changing an air filter.
Yeah, it's like changing an air filter or spark plugs on
On
a petrol car. Except these won't need to be changed as often as a spark plug.
Awesome. Alright, well, we'll leave it there. Anyway, that's another episode of 4x4 Camping and Adventures. If you got any comments on this video, make sure you chuck them in the comments section and chuck us a like and subscribe to the channel as always. But you'll see us in the next video, or you might even see us on the traction trails, and I'll say see you later. See ya!